Carter didn't tell me about the eyewitness.
You're a Amish kid, 8 years old.
A man of force.
I'm a police officer, ma'am. I have to talk to the boy.
A woman of faith.
You don't understand. We have nothing to do with your laws.
Yes, I do. Your son's a material witness to a homicide.
Worlds apart.
Now you have a witness.
Yeah, now I got a witness.
John, what's going on, man? What is happening?
You said we would be safe in Philadelphia.
What was wrong?
You left with the Amish woman, right?
If they find me, they find the boy.
You bring this man to our house. It is gun of the hand. You bring fear to this house.
Everyone has an idea about you and the Englishman.
They're looking for you.
I've done nothing against the rule of the order.
Nothing? Maybe not yet.
We know where you are.
Harrison Ford and Kelly McGillis. Witness.
Well, I figured we would do a little bit of a thriller slash, I guess, interesting romantic story. The movie Witness, starring the very talented Harrison Ford and the very mediocre actress Kelly McGillis. So, Harrison Ford?
He make cars.
No, he did not. He makes quality movies, not really crappy cars. And after the name calling, I will review this movie and break it down right after this.
Hi, kids. George Jetson here with a glimpse of your future. The 21st century is really terrific. With just one exception. Smog.
Ollie, want a gift there?
Fortunately, my house can rise above the air pollution, but your lungs can't. We could all use a breath of fresh air. Tell your parents to write a call to the National Clean Air Coalition to find out how your family can help reduce pollution. Let's make the future crystal clear.
Well, tonight I have no guests. I guess they are all sleeping. So, yes, so I hope you enjoyed that Jetsons commercial with the air pollution. And it's obviously that's a real issue. I don't know when this commercial came out. But anyways, yes. If Rosie O'Donnell would stop farting, everything would go back to normal. So moving on. So speaking of methane gas, I am reviewing the movie Witness, and that has to do with all the cows that they have on their little farms. So this movie does star Harrison Ford, who really should not need an introduction. But it looks like I'm going to have to give Harrison Ford an introduction. So he was in American Graffiti. I know you've probably never seen it. There was Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Temple of Doom, Blade Runner, The Last Crusade, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Wait, he was in the Indiana Jones and Star Wars?
Yeah?
Again, no.
No, and no. And then he was also in the new Star Wars, The Force Stays Asleep. No, but we're not going to get into the title because it's downright bad. Anything with Adam Driver is bad. So let's see if I'm leaving. Oh yes, The Fugitive, What Lies Beneath, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, Air Force One, Sabrina. Well, the list goes on, but I'm not going to keep going because my mouth is going to fall off. Oh, and 6 Days, 7 Nights, which we did end up reviewing. So I'll leave that. He was the pilot. He was the main character. Yeah, he was the old guy that pretty much kicked David Schwimmer to the curb. He played a great part. Well, he was a hero. No, in so many ways, he was a hero. Anybody that kicks David Schwimmer to the curb is a hero. So Harrison Ford, obviously, he has a very good resume, very, very good actor. So I will just, oh, for goodness sake.
Well, how many of that movies have I seen?
Probably none. Well, maybe you saw 6 Days, 7 Nights.
Maybe.
Okay, you okay, fine. You did see that
Did I
one.
fall asleep? I think I fell asleep.
Oh my goodness.
I did.
And then we have somebody with a shorter resume. This co-stars Kelly McUgly, and she was, I'm being as nice as I can, and she was in obviously this movie Witness. And she was obviously in Top Gun. So they did try to jumpstart her career, having her work with Harrison Ford and Tom Cruise. So I don't know what happened with her. I think she just retired from acting. And then we also have Lucas Haas, who plays her son in this. He is the little, I guess people like to call him the little Amish boy. So he is. I think this might be his first movie. He actually was in the Steve Jobs movie I just saw, the one with Ashton Kutcher. He was in that, and he was in the movie First Man, and he was also in my wonderful Bride the Bee's favorite movie, Mars Attacks. He was also in that movie, which
What did you just tell me?
my wonderful bride to be.
I thought about X.
Oh, we're gonna put an X in front of why? Bill Murray wasn't in that movie. I just said Mars Attacks. All right, so I guess Mars Attacks wasn't her favorite. It just had me fooled. And then we also have then we also have and Danny Glover is also in this movie. He plays McPhee, and Danny. Oh, I really hope Danny Glover does not need an introduction. Oh, he does. Okay, well, he was in Lethal Weapon 1 through 4.
Never seen.
He was in Angels in the Outfield. He was in Buffalo Soldier.
Never seen.
I think he was in The Color Purple. Ooh, he was in that with Oprah. Oh, that poor man. I gotta send him a sympathy card. Well, let me see. Danny Glover. What? Well, he was in a bunch of movies. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Oh, yes, and he was in Operation Dumbo Drop. I don't know. I don't know why I mentioned that one. He was in probably much better movies than that. Um, and then he also had a cameo appearance in the movie Maverick. So Danny Glover has been in many, many movies. Oh yes, he was also in The Rainmaker. He was the judge in that movie.
Never seen it.
My oh my. Okay, so that will do it for Danny Glover for now. And then there's also some other co-stars in this. Ian Rubes was in. We know him from the Mighty Ducks 2. And then we also have Joseph Somner. He was actually in the first Mighty Ducks movie as Ducksworth. So he plays Schaefer in this, which is Harrison Ford's. Oh yes, and Harrison Ford's character's name is John Book, and Kelly McGillis's character's name is Rachel, and Lucas Haas is her son Samuel, and Ian Rubes is Eli. Oh, and then we also have I think his name is Alexander Goodenough. He makes his debut in this movie, and we know him from Die Hard, the guy with the long blonde hair. And yes, he did start out, before this movie, he was a ballet dancer. That was not a joke. That was actually true. And then Viggo Mortensen also makes his acting debut in this movie as well. Very, very small role, but you will recognize him if I do show him in a clip. And we know him from The Green Book and Crimson Tide.
Nope.
Oh, and he was also in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Nope.
I never saw those. So this movie did come out in 1985, and I did forget what movie was the top movie of 1985. I looked this up yesterday, and I forgot. So I will. So I will get that information out as soon as I show the first clip, which I will be doing in just a second. Well, I hope you enjoyed that first clip, and I forgot to tell you what the story was. So I'm sure some of you that haven't seen this movie are probably scratching your head, saying, "What is he having us watch?" Well, what happens is this is pretty much um, this is after the Amish funeral, so that's why there is a horse and buggy, and following that is a humongous semi truck, followed by several other cars, which I'm sure because this is the United States, they're probably getting road rage because they're a bunch of idiots. So yes, you do have to watch those Amish crossing signs, which one of my friends actually tried to steal for his bedroom. So moving on. So this actual story is it starts out with an Amish funeral. Um, Rachel and her son Samuel are going to go to Philadelphia, and they are allowed to take a train. So in the train station, her son Samuel witnesses a murder. Now he's Amish, and he witnessed this, and he's a kid. So this does make the story pretty interesting because he is a witness, they apparently do have to follow their laws. So they're in this police station. So Samuel's surrounded by some interesting characters that are prisoners. He sees handcuffs, he sees guns. Yeah, that the Amish are not used to that. They're not used to metal, for goodness sake. Um, so he does recognize he was given mug shots. He didn't recognize anybody. And then when he's at the police station, he recognizes the killer. He's actually a cop in narcotics. And when he recognizes him, the music does have a real eerie sound to it. And then when Harrison Ford realizes who it is, the music does kind of catch you because now the kid is in trouble, the mother's now in danger, and now John Book is also in a lot of trouble too because he is part of the police force and he's going after a cop. So this is bad all around. So he ends up hiding out in the Amish, and yes, this is Harrison Ford, and his characters are usually pretty aggressive, kind of brash. Like I said, he kicked David Schwimmer to the curb. So, and he's stuck now in this Amish community. So, and let's just say he has different language than what they would normally say. And he's also not religious either. So how is this going to work? Oh yes, and then he's falling for Kelly McGillis, who is Amish. So how is any of this going to work? Who just lost her husband? She's obviously on the rebound real fast. Obviously, she didn't love him. So this is just a very interesting story all around. It's very very interesting and very very original. So so now I will show the second clip here of good old Samuel making his first ever restroom appearance, and he gets to see what a train station bathroom and what happens in it. Well, at least it's better than walking into a BJ's bathroom with a bunch of grunting, painful people using the stall. Well, he gets grunting just in a different way. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, I do have a guest. This is obviously everybody pretty much knows that this is Stimpy, but for those who are new to the channel, this is a very very fat cat here. He's on a we'll put him on a diet eventually. Well, when I first got him, he was huge. He could barely fit in my crawl space. So
Stop.
I had to put butter on the sides to get him in.
Stop.
So
He was not that fat.
so anyway, so this is the killing scene here, and this is what this little boy saw.
You're
So obviously this was traumatizing for him, and also an inconvenience to the mother as well, because now they were going. I'm sorry, they were going to Baltimore. Obviously, their trip is held up because of these circumstances. So now I will show the next clip of where he points out the wonderful person who did this crime. it is different seeing Danny Glover in this kind of role because usually he does play a good guy. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, so this is the part I was telling you about the music and kind of the stare back between the two of them. I can only be sort of. We really have to pay attention to that stupid 6 second clip limit, just because if you didn't see it already, my Roddy Piper clips probably only have one or two in there. So I don't know who owns this movie. I have okay, Paramount owns it. I have no idea. So anyways, so yes, so he points him out, and obviously this is McPhee, and so now in any cop movie, John Book here, Harrison Ford is going to go to his boss and tell him who it is, and I've seen enough of these cop movies to know if you know something and they're one of these scandals, don't tell your boss because bad things could happen. So I will show that clip in just a second if Stimpy will get off my microphone.
He's one of them anyway. Positive ID from the Amish kid. McPhee, Lieutenant Narcotics.
Right.
You don't have any doubt about that.
It all fits, Paul.
They need this PGP stuff to make this beam. $5,000 a month. I call police storage. No record of 10 55-gallon drums of P2P. It's $22 million.
Well, this is him telling his boss, and then he tells him why McPhee is involved, and it fits perfectly. So now so now his boss knows. So this isn't really going to end well, and we will find out in the next clip. These are just going right in line. It's kind of making it very, very easy. So I will show that in just a second. Well, here's a little shootout here, and this stupid old couple on the elevator. I guess they really wanted to go to their bridge game because apparently, or bingo, uh, apparently all they really cared about was that their car was getting shot at, not to.
He did not. He did not.
Oh, sorry, the lady. Of course, leave it to the lady to just worry about the car. When obviously there's a shootout going on, which is bullets, which hurt you. And with them, it wouldn't take much to pretty much break their hips. So, but they cared about their bingo or bridge. So finally, John Book yells at him, and unfortunately, he does get shot in the process, probably because of the lady. So, well, she distracted him. That wasn't very nice. So, because he gets shot, he can't really go to a hospital because then, if he's there, it gets reported. They'll find him. So, he's in an interesting spot here. So, he takes Samuel and he takes Rachel and he goes back to the Amish village before so he can figure out what to do. He's still able to drive for the time being. So, we'll find out what happens. Let me just show the next clip. Well, yes, I did laugh when he ended up crashing his car into this fancy looking birdhouse. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're probably, I just couldn't help myself. So apparently the mistake in this movie is that birdhouse, because it is, the Amish did make it, it's probably very, very high quality, very, very sturdy, and it ends up breaking his windshield. And apparently when he's working on his car in the barn, the windshield is magically back together. So these are one of the goofs that always happen in movies all the time. So I guess you can count this as one of the 80s cops movies around this time. And the top movie, of course, was Back to the Future. I forgot that it did come out in 1985. I knew it took place then, but I didn't know the movie actually came out that year. So, okay, can you stop, please? As the cat is going after my microphone, and we're going to have a Polish Pegasus. So now I will show the next clip here where curious little Samuel discovers John Book's gun. So obviously, this is not something that the Amish practice is exactly gun violence. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Come here. Come here, Sam. This is a loaded gun. This is very, very dangerous.
Wow, that wasn't very nice. Well, so this is what happens when Samuel takes the gun. Obviously, Book is trying to explain that it's very, very dangerous. But hey, this has never been in the Amish world before, and the kid is very, very curious. So now he does have a talk with his grandpa about this, and he pretty much explains that the Amish say uh, that they don't take lives. Only God knows how to do how to. He will be in charge of taking a life, not man. But then the kid comes back and says, "Well, I've seen what the bad man does." So obviously, the grandpa did not know what to say to this. So now John Book, in the meantime, is trying to fix his little car. It's probably the size of a Hot Wheels, and he's trying to fix it in the barn. And that's when the old man Eli says he says that you will help me tomorrow morning. So I will show you what that is in just a second.
Firm grip. Pinch the top off. Squeeze. Can you hear me? Squeeze.
Real squeezing.
You never had your hands on a teeth before.
Not one this big.
Well, this was I thought this was kind of a funny scene here. He gets him up early. That's one. Then he makes him put on that really goofy hat. That's two. Three, he makes him milk a cow. And then the last part there, he actually had him do it. And of course, there are no machines hooked up to these udders. Yes, they do it by hand the way you're supposed to. So there's obviously no injections, no steroids. This is how you get the milk out. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm exposing the wonderful food industry. I am so sorry. So now I will show the next clip here. Like I said, there is a love story, and he is now going to dance with Rachel or Kelly McUgly. So he is going to. I will show that clip in just a second. So this I thought would be an important clip to show here because let's just say Eli doesn't really. He laughs when he makes that teeth comment, but he does not exactly laugh when he sees him and Rachel dancing in the barn. So, and I think that's not really their musical choice either. They mostly use banjos and ukuleles with no words. So, so now while this is going on, there is more trouble in the police force. They now have his partner Carter, and he's being questioned. So if he's being questioned, I don't think he's going to be around too much longer. So I will show that clip in just a second.
I want to talk to him. I want to talk some sense into him. You know, we go way back. John and I were a team once. Like you two.
God, I'd give anything to see him now. Can you see John at a prayer meeting?
Well, this is the part here with Carter. This was sort of a last second. Was not planning on showing this clip, but it is important. So yes, the uh, police chief here does know that he is hiding out in the Amish. So obviously they know where he is. Now it's just going to get him. That's going to be kind of an interesting thing. So now I'm going to show one of my favorite parts of this movie, and it's no, I know it's not an explosion or gunfire. No, there's no capes or lasers in this. But this is the part where they're actually raising the barn because John Book is actually he was a carpenter back in the day, so he does have an idea of how to do certain things. So I will show this really awesome clip, and I do like the music in the background as well. So I will show that in just a second. Well, so this is my favorite part. So you can comment on this below if you think it's lame. I'm sorry. So I just found this very, very entertaining. Just how they're raising it, just how they're using the tools. Notice there's no power tools or anything like that. And I believe Goodenough's that's the guy with the blonde hair. I believe his character name is Hochleiter. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Viggo Mortensen is in part of this clip here. I'm not sure if we got it or not, but he will be in the next one. And now we have a couple obnoxious people giving the Amish a hard time, and I'm sure this actually does happen in real life. So I will show that clip in just a second.
You look better, buddy. Who's next then? Come on down, Jack.
Hey, you're not allowed to fight, man.
You a man or what?
Yeah, that's right. No fighting. They won't fight in their country either.
It's not our way,
But it's my way.
It's all right, folks. Hey, watch it, Frank. He's gonna hit you with his Bible.
Oh. You're making a mistake.
Well, so this is what they do to the. It's kind of a cowardly thing to do because these guys are probably stronger than they are in so many ways since they're pretty much working out every day. Working on the farm is not exactly easy stuff, and they cannot fight back. If they do, they get shunned. So now, because they did this, now if I was in this guy's shoes, I would have a major problem. I would turn into Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because I'm very allergic to milk and very allergic to that ice cream cone. So I would have a very bad reaction, and I would love it if John Book would come to my aid and beat this guy up. But that's if I was Amish. So obviously, I'd rather not. So so what John Book does here is he actually gets himself in trouble because this ends up getting reported to the nosy cops that just happen to be coming around the corner. So Old Man River there that said that he's never seen this in his life, he does tattle. So and because he does this, now they know where to go. So this is the final clip I'm going to show. So yes, they do show up at the Amish house, but I'm not going to tell you what is going to happen because you're going to have to watch it for yourself. It's actually a very entertaining scene. So now with this review, is this a movie that I recommend? I actually highly recommend that you see this. I know it might look slow and this is not a typical cop movie. And that is true. This director, I believe his name is I think it's Adam Weir. He's actually an Australian actor, Australian director, which I just found out. Um, I thought he did a great job just with the storytelling alone. There's a couple stories going on here at once. You get the cop thriller movie at the beginning, then you get the him hiding out in the Amish, the little love story going on, and then of course you have the ending scene, but not a whole lot of gunfire. They do it a different way. They actually, when the bad guys come in, they have to go through some interesting traps along the way. It's not gunfire, which makes it a very interesting ending. So this is one to definitely check out. It might be on Paramount since Paramount does own this. So I would definitely give this around a B plus rating. It is very, very good. And I actually found this out from the full time cart guy. And I just decided to buy this for $5 and give it a shot. And I really ended up liking this a lot, even though I think my brother laughed at it. But I highly do recommend it to those who like the 80s cops movies, for those who like a more suspense movie than all the fancy explosions. So comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.